I'm Ruth Obie, the Creative Director of Designing Fashion and Accessories. Welcome to this class of basic bodysuit pattern tutorials. Okay, so I'm going to be showing you how to draft a basic bodysuit, and if you watch the tutorial and you enjoy this tutorial, kindly click the subscribe button and also give us a thumbs up by liking our video, share so others can benefit, and I'll see you in class. Alright guys, as you all know, any pattern or any design you're trying to draft starts with a basic bodice, then we'll alter it into the design we are trying to make. Okay, so first of all, I'm just drawing out my border lines. Okay, now I'm going to be drafting the front and the back differently. So the measurement for our body block, we are going to be using our hip measurement divided by 2. Would use hip measurement plus 2 divided by 2, then would divide that line into 2 like this. Okay, so each of these blocks you are seeing are same measurement. The front is the same with the back, okay, because I used my hip plus 2 divided by 2. Okay, so the first thing I want to do is to mark my chest line. Usually the chest line measurement is our bust measurement divided by 6 plus 1 for ease, and then plus 1 for 0.5 for shoulder slope. Okay, so it's going to be the same thing with the back. Okay, so I'm still going to do that measurement at the back. All right, remember what I said. Our chest line measurement is our bust measurement divided by 6 plus 1 inches for ease, and then plus 1.5 inch for the shoulder slope. So that's the line I just drew. Okay, so that's my front and that's also my back. So I'm going to mark our under bust, our half length, the bust point. All these measurements are taken. Okay, those are the measurements you need to take: the breast point, the under bust, and the half length or the waist length. Okay, so I'm going to be drawing that line now. Because we don't have bust at the back, that line is just going to be at the front. So we are going to concentrate on the front first, then later we'll draft the back. So guys, this bodysuit, this basic bodysuit pattern is going to launch us into the advanced, okay, the advanced bodysuit. That's the corset bodysuit. So I would like you to pay attention to this very well. Now from the waist or the half length, I'm going to be taking my crotch depth. My crotch length is about 12. Okay, that's my crotch depth. So I'm going to draw that line. So next thing I want to do is I'm going to just go ahead and mark my neck measurement. The neck measurement I want to use is 3.25. 3.25 measurements is a standard I got from the formula by dividing the bust by 12. So if you divide by your own bust measurement by 12, what you get, that's what you use as the length and breadth of your neck. So you just draw that curve. Then we're going to mark the shoulder. My shoulder measurement is 15, which is 7.5. I'm going to mark that at the chest line also. Then I'll use my pattern master to just draw the line. Well, I'm going to use dashes because this line serves as a working line for the main armhole. Okay, so I'm going to come down by 1.5 inch. Remember the 1.5 inches we added earlier for the slope. Then I'm going to take half inch at the neck, at that neck, to reduce that pointy or to reduce excess. Okay, so I'm taking that measurement now. Alright, so the next thing I want to do is to go ahead and mark 3 inches upward from the chest line. Now this measurement, this pattern we're drafting is basic bodice, so I'll go in by 1/2 inch. So you do this for any design, like I said earlier, any design at all. And if you're a beginner, just thank me in the comment section, because this is actually how to draft a basic bodice. Okay, so I'm marking my bust measurement, divide by 4 there. So I'll just go ahead and draw the curve for my armhole to connect that bust measurement I marked. Okay, so the next thing is my bust span, that's nipple to nipple, is 8, divide by 2 is 4. That's what I'm going to use for the dart, but I'm not going to use this dart now, but I'm just going to use it for as a guide, because I'm going to transfer the darts to the side later on. So I'll just increase the, go down by 3 inches from the half length to extend my dart line. Okay, so the next thing I want to do is to put my bust dart. Okay, so to get the bust dart, the half length at the back and then the half length at the front. Usually the half length at the front is bigger, so minus that of the back, the difference you get is what you use for your bust dart. Mine is 2.5. That's half length at the front minus half length at the back, gives you the measurement to use. That's what the answer you get. Mine is 2.5, so I'll just mark that 2 of hand vertically. Okay, make sure it's at the bust line. Okay, then you divide that line by 2, go out by 1/2 inch, and then you connect to the nipple point there. Okay, connect the lines like this. Okay, if you're confused about this part, you can watch the video over again and try to understand what I just said. So I'm going to mark my exact waist measurement here. Remember, I'm not adding the dart. The dart is by this, is transferred to the side by this. So I'll connect from the bust measurement to the center measurement of my bust dart, then connect my waist measurement. Alright, so let's continue. So now I'm going to mark 5.5 inch. I divided my crotch depth into 2 and minus 1/2 inch. My crotch depth is 12, divided by 2 is 6, then minus 1/2 inch. That gave me 5.5 inch. Okay, so that's what gave me that measurement there. And then I'm going to mark my hip measurement. Your hip divided by 4. My hip measurement is 44, divided by 4 gives me 11. So I'll mark it and then draw my curve. So now if it depends on the fabric you want to use to make this, you should use lycra. If you are using a stretchy fabric, you might want to just minus 1 or minus 1/2 inch before you mark, so that it will not be too free, especially when you're working with stretchy fabrics. It might become elastic and bigger. Okay, so I'm going to mark 2 inches on the crotch line and go down by 1.5. It can be 1 inch, in between 1 to 2 inches. Okay, you mark it. Now we are extending this crotch depth or body rise so that we can add press buttons or hook at that down part. This down part is going to connect to the back. Okay, so I'm going to connect these 2 points now. I'm going to use straight dashes to help me get a perfect curve for that part. Okay, so I'm going to measure half of it like this. Okay, I'll just mark the center, then I'll go in by 1 inch. Okay, I'll go in by 1 inch and mark it. Then I'll use my curve, my armhole curve, to just draw the line to align with that crotch extension there. Okay, So I'll mark it. Good. So you can see we are done with the front. Okay, it's very simple. We're done with the front. Now if you want to sew this, you could just add just your bust dart for more fitting. Some people don't even add the bust dart, they don't even add that at all, they just draft it like that. But you can do this for more fitting. So I'm going to the back. The back is still the same thing. The neck, the width for the neck is 3.25 and the depth 1 inch. Remember I told you why I used 3.25 while I was drafting the front. That's my bust divided by 12. Okay, so I'm going to mark. Just a moment. If you have watched this video till this time, kindly give us a like, a share, and also subscribe and turn on the notification bell so you can get notification when we post new videos. I'll mark my shoulder measurement there. Okay, so my shoulder measurement is I think 7.5 or so, or 7.75, I think 15.5. Okay, so I'll mark it on both sides and do dashes as usual, dashes that serve as working line. Then I'll go ahead and mark 1 inch downwards from the shoulder line. Okay, that's my slope for the back. I'll connect to the neck point. Then the next thing I'll do is to divide that. Okay, first of all I'm going to mark 1/2 inch or 0.25 rather. I'll mark 0.25 and then connect it back. That's to remove excess, okay, from that shoulder. Now I'll go ahead and take half or divide this remaining part of the measurement by 2, just like you see me do. I'll mark it and then go in by 1/2 inch. Okay, so I'll mark it there and then I'll just connect. So guys, the next thing we want to do is to go ahead and mark our bust measurements on the chest line so we can connect our armhole there. Okay, so you can use your bust measurement divided by 4. You mark it and connect your armhole to that point. Alright guys, so we are almost done. So now I'm going to mark my back half length, which is 16. So I like to mark in several places so I'll get a perfect horizontal line. So as I mark, I'll go ahead and draw that line. So once I draw that line, I'm also going to measure my crotch from that line. So my crotch is 12 inches. My crotch for the back is 12 inches. I'll measure at both sides, but my crotch extension for the back is going to be more than, remember we used 1.5 inch at the front. So I'm going to use a longer measurement for this back part so that the down part, the crotch down area, will not be too tight. Okay, so I'm going to use about 2. I'm still going to bring down the 1.5 like you see me do. When I bring it down, then I'll extend again. Then like this, that's the one I transferred here. So I'm going to extend the crotch down again for adequate ease. Okay, so before I do that, I'm going to mark the hip length, which is 5.5. I explained how I got 5.5 to you earlier by dividing your crotch depth by 2.2, then you minus ½ inch to get the hip length. Sorry guys, my video stopped recording, but let me explain. Okay, so I drew the hip line and then measured the waist and connected to the hip line, okay, after marking my hip divided by 4. Now for the crotch extension, I drew this straight line, okay, that's the dashes line, and then measured 1 inch rather outward, and then after measuring the 1 inch outward, remember the front we measured inward, but the back now measured outward, then I used my curve like this to connect to the crotch. Okay, remember we replaced that, we added back that 1.5 crotch extension. Now I still went ahead again to add 3 inches. Okay, this one that I'm measuring now, 3 inches, and then made a square or rectangle and connected. That's all. Okay, so that's where our press buttons will fall. And also went ahead to do the back zipper line. I took ½ inch at the waistline inward to remove zipper bulge. So that's all for this bodysuit class. If you enjoyed the class, why not give us a thumbs up, like, share and subscribe. Thank you for watching. So we have an online class on corsets, bodysuits. You can send us a DM on WhatsApp to register. Bye.